Good morning. It is Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. You are tuned into your essential morning briefing. In the past 24 hours, the global stage has been defined by a tense de-escalation in the Arctic, a historic reshuffling of maritime trade, and a critical earnings showdown in Silicon Valley. I'm Cora, and these are the top stories shaping our world today. We begin with the Greenland thaw. In a dramatic reversal that has sent ripples through diplomatic circles, President Trump announced late yesterday that he would suspend the 10% baseline tariffs previously imposed on 8 European allies. This decision follows a highly productive meeting with NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte. The two leaders have reportedly established a framework for the Arctic, which addresses U.S. security concerns without the immediate need for a territorial purchase. While the threat of a trade war has receded for now, the European Union remains on high alert, with Commission President Ursula von der Leyen emphasizing that trust must be rebuilt through consistent action. In the Middle East, the geopolitical map is being redrawn. As Western carriers remain cautious about the Red Sea, China is doubling down on its northern route strategy, utilizing the Arctic's melting ice as a permanent alternative to traditional shipping lanes. This move is intensifying the great game for Arctic dominance between Washington, Brussels, and Beijing.
In the world of finance, the narrative is focused on the polarization of 2026. J.P. Morgan Global Research released a report overnight highlighting a unique phenomenon. While the broader global economy is projected to grow at a modest 2.7%, tech-driven sectors are experiencing double-digit gains. However, a warning light is flashing for the U.S. consumer. With domestic job gains stalling and sticky inflation hovering at 3%, economists see a 35% probability of a recession hitting later this year. In commodities, the market is adjusting to a new normal. Gold has stabilized at a staggering $4,750 per ounce, while Brent crude is expected to average a lower $58 per barrel this year. This cheap oil, expensive gold environment is creating a windfall for manufacturing-heavy economies like India but placing immense fiscal pressure on traditional oil-producing nations.
The technology sector is currently in the midst of a big tech reckoning. Later today, Alphabet is set to report its Q4 results, with expectations at an all-time high. Shares of the Google parent have surged 80% in the last 6 months, and investors are now demanding proof that its Gemini AI model is delivering actual revenue growth in search and cloud services. Simultaneously, the industry is pivoting toward quantum supremacy. Reports from Silicon Valley suggest that Microsoft and NVIDIA are in a quantum arms race, integrating subatomic computing into their AI clusters to stay ahead of the next wave of encryption. But there is a hidden cost to this progress. New data shows that big tech's water consumption for data center cooling has tripled in some regions since 2024, leading to new water taxes being proposed in several U.S. states and European provinces.
Finally, in logistics, we are witnessing a Suez resurgence. In a major move, Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd have announced the first structural return of their joint Me-11 service to the Red Sea. Starting today, February 4th, vessels will begin transiting the Suez Canal once again, cutting up to 19 days off the Salalah to Port Said route. This cautious return is a massive test for global stability. If the transit holds without incident, it could release 6% of global fleet capacity back into the market, potentially driving down shipping rates by the second half of the year. Meanwhile, the industry is bracing for the Fire Horse freeze. With the Chinese New Year, the Year of the Fire Horse, approaching on February 17th, factories in Asia are beginning to wind down production weeks early. Logistics managers are warning of a pre-holiday surge that could see U.S. West Coast import volumes jump by 30% in the next 10 days. That concludes our global briefing for February 4th, 2026. We will be back tomorrow with a deep dive into Alphabet's earnings and the market reaction to the Suez return. I'm Vivian, stay informed, and have a productive day.